So just starting again for the inside of the MCM, the mods we have here. I'm simulating some voltages. As you know, I need to try and get the voltages to match to use the Supercaps to their maximum. So the OBD presently is reading battery voltage 152 volts and MDM voltage 151 volts. Now the battery voltage comes into the MCM via this connector here through this high voltage circuitry. I'll tell you about what I've done there in a minute. And the MDV voltage, the MDM voltage, comes in on a little 5-volt line to the V pin. It comes into the ADC of the MCM. So what I've done to fake the MDM voltage is I've got a little variable resistor here, pot, and a capacitor. And basically when the ignition turns on, that charges up to simulate the bypass contactor being engaged and the filter caps charging up, and then it's set to hold at 151 volts. Now I've also got some, I'll just show you these. I've got some different size capacitors which I can plug in to check the system if it gives errors because the hold time is too short or the rise time is too quick. So the high voltage side, which is the BVO parameter you can see there, so I've now got that simulated at 150 volts roughly. So what I did with that is I tried initially a 5-volt DC to DC converter to keep this isolated, and that couldn't get the voltage high enough, so I've now got a 12-volt to 15-volt 1-watt DC to DC converter, so that gives about 15 volts here into the input. And what I've done is the 4 resistors which are key to this circuit here, I've divided them by a factor of 10, and I've got a couple of adjustable pots across 3 of them, so I can tweak them. This one is actually the voltage sensing, seems to be associated with voltage sensing. If I adjust that, then the the battery voltage indicator changes, so that one seems to be the key one. So I've divided those all by a factor of 10 roughly, and it's now simulating 151 volts, and it's isolated, and so obviously there will no longer be a plug plugged into here. I'll probably try and improve this later on with some sensing of the actual V pin input from the MDM, just to make sure that the contactor is working correctly. So there we are with that, and basically all that remains now is to actually test this in the car and see what happens.